Power is quiet. It does not rush to explain. It does not beg to be understood. Those who defend themselves bleed authority with every word, not because they are wrong, but because they stepped into a frame they did not choose. Machiavelli understood this better than most. He saw how princes fell, not from enemies alone, but from the need to justify themselves to the crowd. Every defense is a concession. Every explanation is an admission that someone else now sets the terms. The powerful never allow that. They stand still. They let time work. They let outcomes speak. They let others exhaust themselves with noise. Silence is not weakness. It is pressure. It is gravity. It forces the world to lean toward you. When you stop defending, something shifts. Accusations lose oxygen, enemies overplay, spectators grow uncertain, and slowly, the balance flips. This is not arrogance. It is discipline. The discipline to refuse the wrong fight. The discipline to protect your position. The discipline to let reputation and results do the work your mouth never should. The world does not remember explanations. It remembers presence. It remembers certainty. It remembers those who never looked shaken. If you want to move through life without constantly proving yourself, this is the method. If you want power that does not crack under pressure, this is the rule. Never defend on their terms, never chase approval, never explain what does not require explanation. Subscribe now. Machiavelli did not trust appearances. He studied power as it is, not as it should be. He saw that people believe what is simple, what is bold, and what is never explained twice. He warned princes to guard their image. He told them, never let others pull you into their stories. To defend is to accept that someone else set the rules. In every court, in every crowd, in every argument, those who explain look small. Power is a matter of perception. If you rush to defend, you show that the accusation touched you. If you defend again, you prove you are not sure. Machiavelli saw this as a fatal weakness. He wrote, "The vulgar crowd always is taken by appearances. What people see is what they remember. A prince must look calm, above the noise, untouched by rumors. Explanations do not save you. They make your critics stronger. The more you talk, the more they believe they have power over you. The more you answer, the more questions appear." He taught that real leaders set the terms. They answer only when it serves their purpose. They never explain out of fear. They do not chase approval. They do not beg for understanding. This is why Machiavelli never defended. He ruled the frame. He let silence or action speak. This is why his lessons outlasted his enemies. People watch. They notice who speaks and who listens. They sense who stands still and who flinches. If you defend yourself, eyes turn to you. Every answer is a sign you feel exposed. Every long sentence is proof you feel pressure. The mind works in shortcuts. When someone rushes to explain, suspicion grows. If you are innocent, why explain so much? If you are strong, why do you sound nervous? Crowds do not care for details. They remember who looked certain. They remember who seemed desperate. Defenders always look desperate. Power is a quiet presence. It does not perform for the crowd. It does not scramble to cover cracks. It lets others wonder. It never chases after rumors. Machiavelli saw this in every palace. Those who justified themselves lost respect. The ones who stayed silent gained it. To the crowd, silence is mystery. Mystery is strength. Your enemies want a reaction. They want you to sweat. They want your words on record so they can twist them. Do not give them that. Every defense is a risk. Every answer is a crack in your armor. Hold your ground. Let the accusation die in silence. That is how power survives. Every attack is a trap. The accuser wants to pull you in. They set the time. They choose the topic. They frame the question. If you answer, you step onto their ground. You play by their rules. You fight in their arena. Already you are behind. Machiavelli warned against this. He wrote that the wise never accept the enemy's battlefield. The wise pick the place. The wise pick the timing. The wise pick the frame. Accusers hope you will panic. They hope you will rush to clear your name. They want to watch you stumble. They want to see you flinch. Do not follow. Do not run to meet them where they wait. If you defend on their terms, you lose before you begin. Every answer gives them more ground. Every defense proves you are worried. They grow stronger as you chase their story. The powerful do not accept the invitation. They hold back. They let the attack echo in emptiness. They make the accuser look small. When you refuse their ground, you keep your balance. You stay above the noise. You force the enemy to fight shadows. In the end, the one who sets the terms writes the ending. Never let your accuser choose the battlefield. Silence is not surrender, it is strategy. When you say nothing, you say everything. People fear silence. It unsettles them. It leaves space for doubt. It forces others to fill the gap. Machiavelli understood this power. He saw that those who speak less are harder to read. Those who are unreadable become unpredictable. Unpredictable people are feared. If you respond with silence, your enemy grows nervous. They expect you to argue. They want you to defend. When you do not, they begin to doubt themselves. The crowd watches closely. They wonder what you know. They wonder what you plan. Their minds invent reasons for your calm. In silence, the accuser stands alone. Their words echo with no reply. They grow louder, hoping to provoke you. Each outburst makes them look desperate. True power does not chase. It does not argue in public. It lets the world see composure. You do not have to answer every charge. Let others guess your thoughts. Let your stillness be your shield. In the end, silence is more dangerous than any speech. It is a force. It is a test. It reveals who loses control first. Those who master silence become the center of the room. Others bend around them. That is the power Machiavelli wanted you to hold. You do not have to speak for yourself. Sometimes the strongest voice is not your own. Machiavelli knew this. He watched rulers let others fight their battles. He saw them win by letting reputation do the work. A solid reputation is a silent guard. If your record is strong, it speaks louder than any words. People remember your history. They trust what you have shown, not what you say under pressure. When you are attacked, let allies step in. Let them answer the accusations. Let your circle defend you. Their support carries weight. It makes the accuser look small and alone. If you rush to defend yourself, you seem desperate. If others defend you, you look respected. If your achievements are known, you look untouchable. Machiavelli saw that power grows in silence. A prince does not stoop to public fights. He lets his ministers, friends, or deeds answer critics. Reputation must be built before you need it. Keep your actions clean. Treat allies with respect. Help others when you can. Then, when you are challenged, your reputation rises up. Your allies move to your side. You remain above the noise. Let your name do the talking. Let your work speak for itself. Let your circle defend the ground you refuse to step on. This is the Machiavellian way. Power in reserve, respect earned in silence, and a shield that never cracks. Not every challenge needs a direct answer. You can take control without defending. You can change the conversation. This is the art of reframing. Machiavelli believed in shaping the narrative. He wrote, "He who frames, rules. If you let your enemy set the terms, you are trapped. But if you change the terms, you lead. When attacked, do not argue. Ask a question back. Shift the subject. Speak about results, not rumors. Talk about goals, not gossip. Accusers want you cornered. They want to see you trapped. Redirecting makes them chase you instead. Now they explain. Now they defend. Crowds remember the person who leads the talk. They follow the one who looks calm and sure. When you reframe, you guide the story. You move the spotlight to where you want it. Never let an accusation become the headline. Replace it with your vision. Turn pressure into opportunity. Reframing is not ignoring, it is steering. It is deciding which words matter and which vanish. Machiavelli's rulers never begged for belief. They made others debate their ideas. They moved the fight to their own ground. In the end, to reframe is to win. You escape the trap. You set the rules. You force the world to speak your language. Sometimes the strongest move is to vanish. Absence creates questions. It leaves your enemy speaking to a void. Machiavelli saw this as pure power. Presence is valuable, but only when you choose it. If you rush to every confrontation, you look weak. If you attend every argument, you seem desperate. Powerful people do not appear everywhere. They know when to step back. Your absence makes others wonder, why did you not respond? What are you planning? The accuser grows uneasy. The crowd turns its eyes on them, not you. Machiavelli believed mystery is a weapon. A prince who is hard to find is hard to defeat. His enemies cannot predict him. His rivals must act without knowing his next move. If you refuse to show up for the battle, you deny your enemy a victory. They cannot beat someone who is not present. Their attacks echo in silence. Their story dies without a target. Absence must be used with care. It works when your presence is rare. It works when your reputation is strong. Let people feel your absence. Make them realize your value. Let them question their own position. Machiavelli's princes won as much by not appearing as by acting. They let others waste their strength on empty victories. Sometimes your silence and absence are the greatest threats you have. Never be afraid to walk away. Never be afraid to let others talk without you. The room always feels the void left by the powerful. Sometimes you cannot stay silent. There are moments when a response is needed, but the way you answer is everything. Machiavelli knew this. He taught that power lies in precision, not volume. Do not give long explanations. Do not fall into debate. Do not justify your actions line by line. Speak once. Make your line unbreakable. Let it be short, clear, and final. A single statement shows control. It draws a line in the sand. It signals that you decide when the talk ends. If they push for more, do not answer again. Let your silence close the door. Crowds respect those who do not beg for agreement. They trust those who do not fight for every word. An unbreakable statement leaves no room for argument. It stands on its own like a wall. After you speak, disappear. Return to your work. Let your answer settle. Let others discuss, doubt, or attack. You do not have to follow. Machiavelli admired those who mastered brevity. He believed that one strong sentence beats 1,000 excuses. If your record is clean, let your action back your words. Remember, less is more. Make your statement and vanish. Let your quiet finish speak for you. This is how leaders hold power in storm and in calm. Reputation is your silent guard. It stands before you speak. It speaks when you say nothing. Machiavelli called reputation the armor of princes. He knew a strong reputation could defend against any attack. Build your reputation before you need it. Every action counts. Keep your promises. Show up on time. Deliver more than you say. Stand firm in values. People notice the pattern. A reputation is built over years. It can fall in seconds. Guard it. Avoid petty arguments. Never act out of fear or panic. Let your work talk for you. Let your record be your answer. If your history is clean, most attacks will fade. People trust what they have seen. They remember your past more than your words. Allies will defend your name if it means something. When you are silent, others may step up. Their voices are stronger than yours in defense. Crowds listen to the respected. Never sacrifice your reputation for a quick win. Do not lie. Do not betray trust. Do not break your word. One mistake can break years of good work. Machiavelli's rulers survived storms because their names stood tall. Their legends protected them when their voices did not. Build your legend now. Let your name guard you when you need it most. Reputation makes defense unnecessary. It makes you untouchable even when you are silent. Too many words weaken you. Too many answers expose you. When you explain again and again, you invite more doubt. Machiavelli saw this mistake ruin leaders. He wrote, "The more you say, the more ordinary you appear." Over-explaining sounds like panic. It makes your story look shaky. People wonder why you are still talking. They wonder if you are hiding something. Long speeches rarely convince anyone. Each extra detail is a risk. Every new explanation gives critics another angle. They can twist your words. They can use your sentences against you. You cannot control a story that never ends. Powerful people do not chase questions. They do not rush to answer every point. They speak once, then step back. They let their silence say the rest. Crowds get bored by long answers. They forget your logic, but they remember your weakness. They remember you looked worried. That is all it takes to lose their respect. Machiavelli advised rulers to keep their words measured. A ruler who explains too much looks uncertain. A ruler who keeps answers short looks sure. Learn from the fallen. The ones who begged to be understood were never believed. The ones who stood silent were never forgotten. Guard your power. Cut your explanations. Let your actions speak when words run out. You do not have to play by their rules. When attacked, you can ask questions back. This is how you flip the pressure. Machiavelli favored this tactic. He knew that those who control the questions control the room. A question shifts attention. It makes the accuser pause. It forces them to explain. Now they are on the defensive. Now they are under the light. Do not argue about your past. Ask about the future. Do not justify your choices. Ask about results, goals, or solutions. Crowds follow whoever leads the talk. If you are steering, you look strong. If you are defending, you look weak. A simple question is a powerful tool. It interrupts the enemy's rhythm. It buys you time. It reveals gaps in their story. If the accusation is sharp, make your question sharper. If the criticism is personal, make your question practical. Keep your tone calm. Stay focused. Never let emotion guide your words. Machiavelli's rulers mastered this art. They answered with questions that made others stumble. They refused to accept the enemy's script. You can do the same. Do not defend. Redirect. Let your questions become your armor. Let your words move others instead of being moved. Crowds are quick to judge. They rarely remember the details. They hold on to the feeling, not the facts. An accusation lingers in their minds. A defense fades fast. Machiavelli knew this truth. He saw it in every city square, every royal court. A single rumor could ruin a name. Even if it was false, the stain remained. If you defend yourself, the crowd listens for a moment. But when you stop speaking, your words are forgotten. The accusation becomes the headline. Your answer slips away. People believe what is repeated. They trust what is simple, what is loud, what spreads fastest. Explanations are slow. They are quiet. They are easy to miss. This is why defending yourself rarely works. No matter how hard you try, your side of the story gets lost. The more you explain, the more confused the crowd becomes. They remember only that you were accused. Machiavelli's wisdom was clear. Shape the story before it shapes you. Control the frame. Do not let others define you with their words. When you refuse to defend, you do not give the accusation power. You do not let it grow. You let silence shrink it. In time, only your actions remain. History remembers the strong. It forgets the desperate explanations. Do not waste energy chasing rumors. Use it to build a legend the crowd can never erase. Attacks test your emotions. They make your heart race. They push you to defend, to shout, to explain. But the wise do not react. They hold their ground with cold composure. Machiavelli saw this again and again. The rulers who kept calm won respect. The ones who panicked lost everything. People look for signs of weakness. They watch for fear in your eyes. If you show anger, you look shaken. If you beg to be understood, you look desperate. If you answer with cold, measured words, you look strong. Short sentences, even breaths. A face that does not flinch. Enemies want to see you bleed. They want to draw you out, to break your calm. Every reaction is a victory for them. Every display of control is a defeat for them. The crowd is watching. They will copy your mood. If you panic, they panic. If you stay steady, they trust you. Machiavelli's rulers trained for this. They practice stillness. They learn to answer only when ready. They let attacks break themselves on a wall of silence. Composure is not coldness. It is control. It is knowing that your power is safest when you keep your emotions hidden. Show only what you choose. Let your enemies wonder what you feel. Let them fear your calm. This is emotional discipline. This is power under fire. History is filled with examples. Some leaders stayed silent. Others defended and fell. The results are clear. Look at the rulers who never justified themselves. They were called cold. They were called arrogant, but they survived. Their names remain. Their enemies' words are forgotten. Machiavelli admired such people. He watched princes ignore rumors. They let accusations die in silence. Crowds grew tired. Enemies ran out of words. In modern times, the lesson remains. Think of CEOs who never answered hostile interviews. They focused on results, not on gossip. Their companies grew. Their reputations held. Now look at those who defended every attack. They tried to explain. They gave interviews, wrote long statements, apologized again and again. But the more they spoke, the more people doubted them. Crowds remembered their worry, not their truth. In time, their stories faded. Their names vanished from respect. Machiavelli knew that silence protects. He knew that defending yourself invites new enemies. He saw that presence, poise, and restraint last longer than any speech. Do not chase every rumor. Do not answer every critic. History does not remember those who tried to please everyone. It remembers the silent. It remembers the strong. Be one of them. Let your legacy be built on actions, not explanations. Sometimes, silence is not enough. A crisis may force your hand. The law may require an answer. A dangerous lie may spread too far. This is when you must respond. Machiavelli would not advise endless silence. He would advise control. If you must speak, do it on your terms. Pick the time. Pick the words. Pick the place. Never answer in panic. Never respond to every rumor. Make your statement short and clear. Address the facts, not emotions. Do not beg for belief. Do not argue with every voice. Use written statements when possible. Take away the drama. Written words are measured. They cannot be twisted as easily. If you must face the crowd, appear calm. Stand tall. Look people in the eye. Say what must be said. Nothing more. After you speak, do not linger. Do not let yourself be pulled into more debate. Close the door behind your words. Return to your work. Let actions follow your statement. Machiavelli's survivors mastered this art. They knew that even when forced to answer, they could protect their frame. They could still refuse to kneel. A crisis does not mean surrender. It means using every word with care. Break the rule only when there is no other choice. And when you do, Make sure you stay in control. Let your response end the noise. Let your poise restore your authority. Then go silent again. Let the world adjust to your line. Your legacy is not built by words. It is not built by desperate explanations. It is built by presence. It is shaped by actions that speak for themselves. Those who defend themselves are soon forgotten. Crowds remember the ones who never flinched. History keeps the names of those who set the rules. Power belongs to those who refuse to kneel. Machiavelli's final lesson is this: never let your enemies write your story. Never let accusations force you to speak their language. Silence is not just a shield, it is a sword. Every time you refuse to defend, you send a message. You tell the world you answer to yourself. You tell your rivals their attacks have no power. You show the crowd who leads. If you must speak, do it once. Say only what you choose. Then let your actions finish the sentence. Let the world see results, not reactions. The strongest people build a wall around their reputation. They do not run after rumors. They do not fight every shadow. They rise above the noise. This is the method Machiavelli taught. It has survived centuries for a reason. It works. If you want to live without fear of accusation, if you want to move through life untouchable, hold this method close. Practice it every day. Let your name be spoken with respect, not regret. Subscribe now, because here we teach you not just how to stand strong, but how to become the figure the storm can never touch. Your story is yours to write. Make sure no one else holds the pen.